Hello everyone, sorry for this little delay and let's get started. Oh, nice. Okay, one second. Sorry everyone, just 2 minutes. Okay, so today we are talking about internet identity and how to integrate it with our front end. And so let's talk first about what is internet identity exactly. Mm, So Internet Identity is actually a canister, and we can maybe look at at one of our canister. Can take a look at the actual interface of it. So there are quite a few methods that we can take a look at. We can see get principal, HTTP requests, lookup, delegation, register, stats. I guess stats return the number of registered users. And so, yeah, it would be great to have a Motoko Bootcamp cycle faucet or to integrate directly with the original cycle faucet. So first thing first is that Internet Identity is a canister, and it's a canister that stores a combination of devices from where you can log in. So for example, your computer or smartphone, and it is going to be used by applications, so front-end applications. When you log into a front-end, you will log in with Internet Identity. This will create a request to the Internet Identity canister and returns a delegation, and you can use the delegated identity to interact with ICP applications. Here I have a simple application that showcase how to integrate with Internet Identity. And so there is an example for React, an example for Svelte, vanilla JavaScript, and Vue.js. In the backend, we have a canister that returns who am I. So who am I is, returns essentially our principal. So this is our backend, and we've already seen it. We've been seeing the color like this. That's what we've been using, but actually this is because we are destructuring the object. We could also just, do this like message. Actually, this is the message, and then message.color, exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same. So let's go. And I need to stop it. Yes, you need to deploy on the internet computer and not on the playground for the final project, because so the playground is actually mainnet, but it's a specific part of the mainnet. And I need you to deploy on the real so that I can review your application later. Because if you do it on the playground, like after 20 minutes, your application will be deleted. And yeah. Okay, so the way we are going to deploy Internet Identity locally is that we are going to use dfx deps. So dfx deps is a new command that we haven't seen so far. It enables us to deploy locally canisters from the mainnet. So actually, we are going to pull the WebAssembly module from this repository. Sorry, no, this is here actually, this one. So we just specified the canister ID. So this is the ID on the mainnets, and type pull essentially means that we will pull the canister. So we will pull the WASM and all the state of this canister. Not all canisters are pullable. Making your canister pullable is actually something that you need to do manually as a developer. So Internet Identity is one example of such like a pullable canister. And I guess we need to they fix. We need to put it first and then deploy it. So deploying to mainnet should cost you like I don't know, two or $3 maximum. But you can also get free cycles with the cycle faucets. So we have our oops, we have our canister. Yes, that's how you would add Internet Identity to your repository. That's just 2 lines. That's pretty cool. And also, actually, I have already uh, I have already done it for you in the template. So now, and this is not this one. So this one, it's a little bit different what I'm doing here because I am actually pulling a specific version of Internet Identity. And yeah, because this is like a specific commit because I want to make sure that it works every time. And I know that sometimes when you do this, it will pull the latest version, and sometimes you can have like you don't know exactly which version you are working with, so it can pose some issues. Oh, okay, so we have an issue here. Okay, let's deploy. Oh, and I haven't run npm install actually. We don't touch the dfx.json. You shouldn't be, yeah, you shouldn't need to touch it not usually. That should be fairly. Ah, okay, what is happening? Mm-hmm. Mm, where is this supposed to be here? Client demo definition identity. Okay, let me try again. I don't know exactly why. Uh, I might be. Why is this supposed to be a file here? Okay, so let's forget about this one. Uh, let's do something else. I, yeah, I will do something simpler. Mm, yeah, I wish I had more money for the bounties. I wish. So let's say, actually, this is going to be more interesting because I will just start the project like the local, the basic project, so the one that comes packaged with the FX, and I will just install Internet Identity manually. So this one is uh, a project with a backend and a front end. So okay, I have called it Internet Identity. That was maybe not the best name because now all my canisters are named like this. Uh, just to make it clear, this is my backend. It has nothing to do with Internet Identity. And this is my front end. It has nothing to do with Internet Identity as well. So front end. Oh, I was too fast. Yeah, okay. I think I broke a few things because I changed the name. Okay, yeah. That was not a good idea. I changed the name of my folders, so I need to modify that here. That's all right now. Okay, there is another place. I even broke the basic project. That's not correct. So I don't think the backend is causing any issue. I guess it's the front end with yeah. So this one I can remove. It's the front end that is causing issues. Let's see if I build it. Oh, okay. Yes, makes sense. So this is backend. I need to rename that backend. Oops. Okay. So this is our sample project, and this one we have already seen it. We can use it, but we are not logged in here. So if I try to do and that's public shared query. I forget the func. So instead of returning my name or my greeting message, I change it with a principal. So I should see a principal on the instead of the name here. I should see a principal. And you can see that I have a principal. This is the anonymous principal, of course, because I'm not logged in here. So let's try to add our friend Internet Identity. And for that, let's take a look at our template guided. I will copy paste this. We are not, this is not the correct repository. Let me remove that. Yeah, this one. So we just add one more canister, and this time this is really the Internet Identity canister. I have my computer is slow. I think it's because I have so much repository open, I guess. Yeah, this one I can remove, and this one as well. That should be better already. Mm, okay. So Internet Identity is our third canister, and we can now do defix deploy Internet Identity. Are you allowed to call message on any function? Yes, can call this on any shared function. We can call that. Now we have Internet Identity. So we have the interface. And we should see HTTP request. So this canister has HTTP request. So we should be able to just query this canister directly instead of using the Candid UI. Can do it like this. And this should work. Apparently this doesn't. Okay. Well, I don't. Okay. Why? A new problem. Okay, it seems to work with localhost. So we will use localhost. And yeah, that's Internet Identity. So Internet Identity is just one canister that serves its front end and store all the information necessitated for it in the backend. Okay. Now, if we want to work with it, we have to import two packages. So the first one, npm definity hot client. This is a npm package that we need. Simple interface to get your web application authenticated with the Internet Identity service. And so that's how we import it. npm install save. But that's not the only package that we need. We need another one, which is also this one, agent. So the agent will be very important because the agent enables us to interact from JavaScript and TypeScript to the IC. And actually, you have agents for multiple languages. So for example, you would have an agent for Go, an agent for C#. Let's see. All languages have an agent, so definitely agent. And so agents, we have, yeah, there are quite a few available agents. So the JavaScript one, TypeScript one, the Rust one, and also .NET, Dart, Go, Java, Python, C, and Ruby. So that's quite a few. This one is the JavaScript one. So let's install it. And let's see how we can use it. So like this, import actor and HTTP agent. So we will use that in our, maybe I can do something better. Like I can use this on the right and this one on the left. I'll go to my index.js using an agent. The agent is a low-level interface that the actor uses to encode and decode messages. It provides call, query, read state methods. For the most part, calls to the agent are intended to be structured through an actor. So an actor is a representation of a canister in the JavaScript instance. And so that's how you would initialize an actor, actor.createActor. And you need to pass those parameters, interface factory, configuration. The interface factory is a function that returns a runtime interface that the actor uses to structure calls. So the interface factory is this file, this one, ideal factory. So this one that returns the interface of our canister. The interface factory can be written manually, but it is recommended to use dfx generate command to generate the interface for your project. Of course. So let's initialize an actor. No, oops. So I will remove every piece of code that executes when we press the button, and instead I will use it for my actor. So let actor is actor.createActor. So I will import ideal factory. This is my first parameter, the interface factory. And then configuration, but let's say, oops, wait. I need this. I will leave the configuration empty. And let's see what we have in the console in the first time. So oops. Looks like we did not import the correct file. So backend, oh, it should be correct. Okay, yes. I think we forgot the .javascript, so I guess we imported this one, the candid file directly. We need the JavaScript file. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we have it finally. And okay, what is this? Uh, we need to go to the front end. Oh, wow. That is interesting. This returns the candid UI, which is not what I was expecting. Why? What is happening today exactly? Uh, Canister IDs, candid UI is here, front end is here. 127, canister ID. Uh, yes. Okay, seems like we have some issues every time we try to use 127.00 instead of localhost. So we will just stick to localhost. I'm not sure why though. This is interesting. Okay, let's move our console down. Yeah, you have to be kind of nuts to do that on a Saturday afternoon. But tomorrow is gonna be better. Oh my god, what I've done. Ah, okay. Wow, this is getting stranger and stranger. So now I clicked here and this doesn't even find the correct files. Okay, I think I've already seen that once. It's possible that sometimes the replica, especially locally, gets corrupted and starts to act very strangely. So in this case, I can start and use the clean flag. Otherwise, we are good. We have the front end. We will make it. We will make it. This is just temporary problem. We will have our internet identity locally. Okay, let's go to our front end. This time it doesn't look like it's breaking. Okay, well, this might be related to my code actually, so maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Mm, well, let's do the full. Ah, I think I know why we should be doing this instead. And actually, so instead of always deploying to the front end, we could do something better, which is we could start our local development server. So we could do this one, Webpack, could use the development server. And now we don't have to redeploy every time that we change our front end. So I guess this is this one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens when you. Okay. So at least we have an error that is more clear. And this is because we are not passing the canister ID here in the create actor. So we need interface factory configuration. And I guess in the configuration, we need the canister ID. So the canister ID that we want is the canister ID of the backend. So there are multiple ways to do that. We could do dfx canister backend ID. Dfx canister ID backend. Yeah, that returns our ID that we could use. So we could set this like this, but it's so every time you use a new replica, usually you will see kind of similar IDs, but it's not guaranteed. Like essentially, when you start a local replica, the canister ID that you will see depends on the order in which your canisters are deployed. So like the first canister is always going to be ID, maybe this one. The second one will be a specific ID. But you don't have strong guarantees. So I would recommend instead to import canister ID. And so you can do that by taking a look in your declaration. In index.js, you should have a constant called canister ID. Well, actually, this is not the case anymore. Canister ID is replaced by Webpack based on Node. Okay, so you can use the dot environment variable. And so if you do process.env, and we can take a look here. Process.env, we should see a bunch of information. And so in the canister ID, we should be able to use process.env.canister ID backend. Let's see if that works. Okay. So that worked because we actually have an actor, which is, as you can see, looks very similar to our backend canister. We have the grid function, we have the who am I function. So this looks really good, but I don't think that's the process.env is correct because we don't see anything here. So I hope that. Well, the only way to know it is to call our actor. So let's try. We will call our actor. Let's see. Okay, we haven't passed an agent. So that's another mistake I've made. You need to also pass an agent. And so you need to do new HTTP agent here to create your actor. So usually we should pass an identity inside the agent. But right now we don't have our identity. So we just pass a new agent, and then this time signature verification failed because we are not on the mainnet. Mm, let me take a look. Yeah, actually what I'm showing right now is very low level because you could actually just do this. You would import the backend. But yeah, there is something which means that we need to use this. So we are starting a new agent. And then we use this. This is just a little trick because when we are on the mainnet or on the local replica, we need to fetch the root key if we are in the local replica. This is just because the agent will verify messages that are sent and received. And for that, the agent needs the public key of the internet computer, what is called the root key. And the root key is not going to be the same with a local replica and with the real mainnets. So that's why we need this. Okay, now it's working, but wait, I need to print that. So let's see. Okay, so this is working. Maybe toString will help us. Okay, so if you still follow what I've done here, basically I have all the necessary code and I even have a bit too much, but I have the code that makes it possible for me to call my backend canister from the front end. Again, I initiate an agent. This line is here because we need that for the local replica. Then I create an actor from this agent from the generated files here and the canister ID. And then I call this method here, which is the who am I in the backend. So in main.motoko here, this one. And then I just print it. But as you can see, we are anonymous still. So how do I pass an identity? This is what we shall see now. And so for that, I will need my second package. So if you remember the one which is called npm definity hot client, this is the one that we need to have an identity. So import hot client, constant hot client await hot client that creates, and this is how we can log in. So I believe I will need to create a second button. Which is going to be not in the form actually. I will get it out there. And this will be a login button. Okay, so I have selected my button from JavaScript, and so I can run some code whenever someone click on this button. And I will run this. So constant hot client awaits hot client.create, and then so this is my object that stores my identity, but right now it's empty. And so I will just try to log in using this one. So this is how long you will store the local delegation. I can put 7 days, that's correct. And then this is the function that will be run. So we can have it here. Maybe actually. This is the function that will be run when we are finished to login. And so I can use it to maybe console.log hot client.get identity .get principal to string. My principal is, and that's what I get here. Okay, let's see. So I have my login. I have my internet identity that opens, and this is the mainnet one. So maybe what we want to do is that we want to actually use the identity provider. And so like we did here, we check the process.env.dfx network. If it's IC, then we do, yeah, that sounds good like this. So what I'm doing here is that if the network that we are in is the IC, then the identity provider will be the normal internet identity, so this one. But if it's not, then we are locally, and then the provider will be our local internet identity. So for that, I will use my environment variable again, and so I will use this one, canister ID internet identity, process.env. Okay, this one should work. Okay, we shall see. Could not find a canister ID to forward to. Yes, this is because canister ID, like this. Okay. Okay, so this time it seems to work. This is a test internet identity. I can create a new one. And this is my principal. So I have my principal here. And so your principal will depend on the front end you are using, of course. So if I use another front end, I will not have the same principal. Remember, this is internet identity. And what I can do now is that I can do hot client. Well, I can take a look at the source code here. As you can see, now I can get my identity, then get my actor, but this time my actor, I pass the identity. And now if I do const let principal await actor.who am I, and then I print the principal, this time I should see my own principal. So login, remind me later. What is not defined? Canister ID? Yes, here is not defined. Okay, we will make it work. Oh my god. Okay, this is because I did not use this here, so I need to copy this again. And this is really not super clean. Uh, yeah, I need to create my agent first, then fetch the root key, and then I can pass this. So agent. And that's it. We have our principal and we have confirmation from the backend that this is correct. So we have made authenticated call from the front end. And with this, you have everything you need to know. Yeah, you have everything you need to know to build like a super DAO and a super application. Can we now get a beer? Yes. Can you push this example in a Git repository? So, well, this example, I'm really not proud of it. This one, I don't think I will make it like a reference. What I have though for you is I have this tutorial which is I think I've been sending link, but you didn't see them before. Okay, yeah, this link is good. It's a refresh of what we've just done. So it explains the steps also to integrate with Internet Identity. It uses the pool approach, which we don't. We use another approach, but I prefer this one. This is just a personal preference because I like to know which commit of the Internet Identity I am working with, not the one from the mainnet. But the rest is fairly similar. They create a client and an agent and so on. So yeah. Okay. So I see everyone tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our big streams. This is planned in the morning, so I will take some rest today after that, and then tomorrow we have the stream for 4 hours. I will be building a DAO, and I hope that's going to help all of you. NFID, yes, I have played around with NFID. NFID looks very similar to Internet Identity when you have to authenticate with, integrate it with. So it's from a developer point of view, very, very easy. And the good thing about NFID is that you can use it for login with email or yeah, just an email. You don't have to have the Internet Identity. So that's also really good. Can you give us the setup? Yes, this one is the one you have in the repository. This one is actually the one you have in your template. Good luck. Good luck, everyone.